Hey Vector family, it's Luke Leasing again here from the Vector Algorithmics team. Today I'm joined by Shawn. He's a user of all three of our algorithms, futures, crypto, and stocks. And Shawn has a lot of amazing things to say about the program so far. What's funny, Shawn, actually, is you joined, I believe, in August, but the very next month that you joined, it was a losing month. Um,
That's right.
what was your thought process like when you joined Vector, like as someone that first initially booked a demo call to being a new user, and then within your first couple of weeks, you're already seeing some losses, at least on the future side? Like, what was your thought process going into Vector?
There were a couple. Well, the first thing is I went through all of your reviews before I signed up, and I tried to go through in pretty extreme detail. And so I had faith based upon the number of reviews, and I could tell that humans wrote those reviews, not bots.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's normally how things go, and I know you have your opinion on that. But before we even get into the good stuff about your experience with us so far, why don't you tell our listeners a bit about what you do for work and how that ties in with your algo trading lifestyle?
Yeah, so I'm the founder and CEO of a technology company that works on advertising in the automotive space. And so with that schedule, I just don't have a lot of time. Plus, my wife and I, we have a family of six. And so with a family of six, I mean, I'm 49 years old at that part of my career where I'm looking for what retirement looks like. And so with that, I just don't have time. I've got 30 minutes in the morning. That's what I've got. After that, I've got zero. And I never know when I'm going to be on an airplane. I never know when I'm going to be logged in from an airport or from a hotel or from whatever random city because I am on the road a lot.
Got you. Now, in the last 3 to 4 months that you've been with us, what kind of results have you been seeing across the board with the algos?
So on the crypto algo, I'm up about 9% in about 90 days. On the stock algo, I'm up about 9% in 90 days. So either one of those would be a 36% annualized rate of return, which is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe it's that good, frankly. On the algo side, I have been much closer to even, but it's because I kept outsmarting it. So the Vector team gave a lot of very specific advice about how to size things appropriately and how to run things in the beginning. And I'm sure it happens to other people like me. I thought I was smarter than that, and so I tried to think a little bit more and probably size things a little bit too big. And instead of being consistent every day, I would make mistakes of sizing up on a day that had a loss and then sizing down immediately afterwards. And so, it's I have friends that I met inside of the group that have had better returns than I had. And then in the last 30 days, I stopped trying to outthink it and I started just doing what I was told. And all of a sudden, now the results are back up.
Got it. So, in your opinion, when you see what other members in the community are doing, what do you like? What would you say is probably their biggest flaw whenever they're lacking in returns, or maybe they're not seeing the results that they hope to see? What do you think is the biggest thing that's holding those members back?
I think there's two things, right? There's kind of two groups of members. There's one group that does this stuff almost for a living, right? They're people that trading is a massive part of their lifestyle. And there's another part that just wants something that's hands off. For the people that struggle, it feels like they're constantly trying to um, bet too heavy every single day rather than keep it small and have consistent wins on a daily basis to offset the days that lost. What they do is they constantly move up and move down their contract sizing, or they say, I know the advice is to use a mini, but I'm gonna run in Q because I think that's the right thing to do. And I just think that it's important for people to remember what the instructions were in the beginning. Spend 90 days following those instructions first before you change it. I think would be
Got
the best advice.
got you. Now, to other business owners such as yourself that are extremely busy and they want to get involved in something like this, like what's something that you would advise to that business owner that wants to have, you know, an investment vehicle where they can have some money on the side? Maybe it's not the traditional way of investing, like just stacking money in like the S&P 500. For a busy professional, because you can relate to those busy professionals, what's something you would say to someone that wants to get into this side of the investing game?
I would say here's my advice so far. Knowing what I know now, if I was to go back 90 days, here's what I would do different. I would still keep the algorithm, all three. I would take the profits and I would put them back into the stock algorithm and the crypto algorithm, and I just keep both of those because I want to diversify my risk. And then on the algo, I would advise everyone to open up a cash account. Make sure you use that cash account and follow the instructions. Because if you do so, every 90 days, you're going to be pulling out money and adding it back into either the algo, the stock algo or the crypto algo. I think that's the best policy based on what I've seen. And really, it's like it takes about 30 minutes in the morning if you're all in the way that I decided to go all in. All in is I've got 30 different prop accounts open as of right now, plus I've got my cash account, and I rebuild those every day to make sure that they function properly every day.
Actually, so I didn't know this about you. So your strategy is that on the futures algo side, you're pumping those through your prop firms and your cash account, and then you're cycling back the profits into the stocks and crypto side.
Yep, that's exactly it.
That's clever. That's clever. And yeah, it makes sense because the stocks and crypto side, it's virtually hands-free. With the future side, you have to enable it every day and just to make sure it's connected. But, that's that extra step there. But with the stocks and crypto side, two completely different asset classes. So they can almost balance each other out, right? Because they're diversified and it's also completely hands-free. So that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a friend of mine asked me. I have a friend of mine that I work with that said that's on their way to come get things set up, and he asked me what the advice was, and I said if you have no time at all and you can't manage it, the stock and the crypto algo are 100% hands free, but you get communication notifications through the software that you use, so I can see when it's choosing to put money in something or when it's choosing to buy or sell, right? So it's enough communication that I always know what's happening. So I think that it's fantastic. And if there's a little bit of time to spend every day, I mean, that 30 minutes in the morning, by the time you look at what that pays out over the course of a month, it's going to be your most profitable 30 minutes you spend every day. But after that, I would say for most people, once you set it up, turn it off and don't think about it, because then you're going to get in your own way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how you got to force yourself to sit on your hands, right?
That's right. And I'm as a CEO and as a founder, I'm not very good at sitting on my hands. I've had to learn that. I had to learn that through the school of hard knocks. That's how that goes.
Yeah, gotcha. And I guess just one last general piece of advice. Maybe someone isn't a busy professional. They want to get started in this game. They're a new trader, new algo trader, new investor, someone that's also a successful business owner, but also now a successful algo trader. What's a piece of advice you would give to someone that just wants to get started?
I would say that every morning there's a call where they talk about and educate what's happening in the market. And in the beginning, it's like listening to a foreign language. But when you listen to that every single day, 5 days a week, you start to pick up and see the patterns and you start to understand what's happening. And so my advice would be, this is an excellent way to get started and to learn. It's an excellent way to be able to see the results with your own eyes. And it's an excellent way to develop the discipline of not changing something that shouldn't be changed. And I don't know of a lot of other programs that exist that kind of give you the ability to make money while also putting up enough guardrails to protect us from ourselves, right? Because
Wow.
what's the number one thing people don't want to do? They don't want to give financial advice. They don't want to get in trouble. So all the guardrails, I think, are really the keys to the success.
Yeah. Shawn, all amazing advice. I'm so happy for the experience that you've seen so far with Vector. And I'm looking forward to doing more business with you, my friend.
I'm looking forward to it as well. It's been a pleasure so far. I'm very, very grateful for it.
All right. Thanks. Take care now.
You too.